to the podcast and we're like, well, we've already talked about everything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Well, hello and welcome to the 7th episode of the Destiny Community Podcast. Number 7. Yay! Nothing significant about that number at all. Nothing significant at all.
It's just
we were supposed to have Mr. Fruit on this week, but at the last minute he had some personal stuff come up. But don't worry, we're going to say it right now. He will be on next week.
Next week.
Same bat channel, same bat time.
Except for next week, instead of getting just a piece of fruit, we're going to get the whole bowl.
The whole
Bowl of
Yes.
fruit.
Yes.
We're going to give you not just a
whole fruit parfait
slice of apple. We're going to give you a whole cornucopia of fruit.
Nice.
I want the grapes.
Nice.
I want the grapes.
You want
It's
grapes?
very festive for this time of year.
Voidwalker?
Oh, yeah. So there's stuff that actually went on this week in Destiny, too.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of stuff that
things.
happened.
A double whammy.
Yeah. Should we start it off with who here's done the challenge mode? How about that? Who here's done the challenge mode? I'm not editing out that silence. I'm not editing out that silence. That's great. All right. Well, I've done the challenge mode.
Well, that's
Awesome.
it, Patrick.
What'd you
Hey.
get?
I've
want a
done the
cookie?
challenge mode before challenge mode was a thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Doing
right.
it every
If
single
that
time.
counts.
Well, you don't have the emblem. It's
I
not
don't.
real.
True. Did you get another exotic engram out of that chest?
I believe
Yeah?
so. I believe so. Yeah. No, I got a special. I got an exotic special.
Oh,
so I
nice.
hear out.
Okay. More ornaments and all that. Yeah.
And more ornaments. They dismantle into silver dust in case you need that.
Nice.
You might want to buy the Gallowing that's not silver.
I actually did buy it
I-
because that horrible experiment that I did for Festival of the Lost left me with a lot of silver dust. But yeah,
I
the
saw you had over 200 at one point.
I did.
Oh.
did. Yeah.
That's a lot of
Wow.
silver dust.
Yeah. Don't spend money on that stuff. Just don't.
How
Okay.
much in dollars is that?
Too much. I think to date I've spent $150 in Rise of Iron on microtransactions. The first $50 was because I didn't know how shit the silver economy was. Now that they fixed the silver economy, it's like, okay, it's a little bit better. But yeah, that's besides the point of the challenge mode, which is it was really cool. It was fun. I hadn't actually done the empowerment mechanic before because a lot of people like you don't need it. You don't need to do it to kill it, which I think is great for the actual fight. You don't need to use that particular mechanic to defeat them, and it is more challenging to try to coordinate with your group to do that every single time.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know what the challenge mode is, on the Axis fight, there's a mechanic that when you become empowered, you can walk on these little red squares that the servitors are trying to go to, and you can walk on those and then like dunk on the square, and then it gives everyone in the group their super. So it allows the entire group to do a ton of damage with all their supers, tethers, all that stuff. You have a tether up for every single damage phase. It's really great. Yeah, and it's not as difficult as people make it seem, but then again, I was running with math class, so they try to do that every time.
Professionals.
Yeah, they try to do it every time, but they made it seem pretty simple because basically what Dado said was, okay, so you know how one person always has to go to Axis? You just wait, and then the other two people will go try to dunk it. And then once they dunk it, they say dunked, and then you just dunk on Axis, and it's instantaneous. So then if you just have a little bit more patience when running, so it's you I don't know. I like it because the fight feels a little bit more paced. It's not just a frantic, oh shit.
Yeah.
Entire time.
You still have a pretty small window to do that, though, right?
It's still a pretty
Yeah,
small window, and you get screwed over by lag sometimes.
I was going to say, yeah.
Oh.
Lag can definitely factor because there's times where that kind of lag is already in the game inherently.
Yeah, we had it where like I jumped up on top, and then I was like, "Are we dunking? Are we dunking?" And they're like, "Yeah, we dunked," and like it didn't pop up in chat for me,
Right.
Because you're kind of relying on chat, so you always have to be vocal, make sure everything, make sure everyone's communicating during the fight.
Yep.
Basically, all the fights are just about communication anyway. So as long as you're communicating, you shouldn't have too much problems. I imagine it will be very difficult for most groups to do this on that.
So the challenge mode is every time you have an empowerment phase, it has to be dunked, or it has to hit the empowerment pad first.
Every single time that you would dunk it into Axis, you first have to trigger empowerment to the group. So 3. So basically, if you 2-phase axis, it means you have to do it 6 times. You have to empowerment 6 times total.
Interesting.
And if
That's
you
a lot
one,
of times.
If you
It
miss
is.
one, challenge is failed. And we had that happen where we missed the one going on like the final damage phase, and we're like, all right, just everyone jump off the side. We're trying to get the challenge done.
This seems significantly harder than throwing balls at a lock.
Maybe.
Because
Yes.
I mean, keep in mind for like all the other challenge modes, they're relatively simple. I think the Golgoroth challenge mode was probably the hardest one because it required everyone doing something, but there were still ways to cheese it. This one, there's no real way to cheese this. You have to do this, and there's no okay, I'll be the one that empowers it every time. No, it's random.
It's random, yeah.
I like that kind of thing. I like that they add a challenge in that not necessarily is something that everybody finds easy to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool.
This is the first of the challenge modes that hits that thing that says this is challenging. This is very challenging for me.
Golgoroth should have done that. Unfortunately, there was that, one orb cheese.
Yeah, one orb cheese.
There was, yeah.
But I personally really enjoyed it. I thought that was a great, that's a great level for challenge modes to be on. However, I can completely understand if they don't want to, design every single fight with that level of a challenge in mind, because it is very difficult, and you want a majority of people to actually complete the content in the game. You want it to be feasible for them, and this one is on that upper reaches of the elite of Destiny. They're going to be whatever. It's another day in the park for them, but people that are doing LFGs, playing maybe an hour or so every day, this is going to be on that very much out of reach for a lot of them.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's light level dependent either. So it's not like you can just grind your way into making it easy.
Yeah,
you still got to do the timing.
Entirely mechanic based, and if that one person in your group is really slow at doing something, they're probably going to be that weakest link that causes your group to fail on it, and it's something that everyone has to be ready for.
Yeah,
you know who you are. You know.
That'd be me. That would be me. Because I messed it up like 3 times before I finally understood. Oh, that's yeah.
Just remember to be understanding, everyone, and don't get mad at someone
for a
failing.
while.
After the 3-hour mark, you can probably start getting mad.
Yeah. It's a very simple thing of critiquing someone. If they mess up, ask them, "What did you do wrong?" And then they say, "Okay, I did this." Okay, cool. Don't do that again. And then
that is the key to success, I find, with like raids. Like if I'm doing viewer raids, that's the key to success. Is okay, what killed you? All right, well, I know how to fix that. Just listen to me, because I've run the raid a whole bunch of times and I know how to fix that. Just do exactly what I say. And usually, if they listen, that'll work. But having that communication, having that conversation, it can be met with resistance. You're gonna tell me what to do.
Yo, I didn't sign up to get told how to do this raid. Shoot.
Yeah, you guys should definitely go do the challenge mode and then report back next week to see if you enjoy it.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's certainly,
I will probably be doing it tonight, maybe.
I'm gonna be honest. There's so many games out right now that it's hard. It is hard to just focus on one thing for the hours it takes to run like a raid right now. There's just so many great games coming out every week.
We got Dishonored 2 coming out. Well, technically today, if you pre-ordered.
Played it last
Tomorrow
night.
is when it actually comes out. Yeah.
Played it last night. It's freaking awesome.
What do you
Can we
think,
talk-
by the way?
Can we talk about
Dishonored 2 is a really great game.
So I wanted to talk about Dishonored 2. I wanted to ask you about that. I saw you
Streamed it last night.
tweeting about that, Tefty. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that. That's like a stealth game, right?
Well, it gives you a whole bunch of options.
It can be a stealth game.
It can be a stealth game, or
Yeah.
there's chaos in there. So you can, the more people you kill, the more chaos you add to your world, and it changes the ending. So,
oh wow,
yeah,
That's really cool.
It's really cool, actually. So I went through Dishonored 1 trying not to kill as many people as possible. I only killed 5 or 6 or something like that. And when you finally do get to kill someone, it's very satisfying because you're like, I've been avoiding all these. I've been choking people out, leaving them unconscious. Now I'm going to kill you. And then you can go through like a crazy chaos version and just kill everything. And like apparently NPCs will start just talking really bad to you because you're like, you're a bad person. You kill everybody.
Yep.
Oh man.
There's some really
cool.
cool high chaos run throughs of Dishonored, of the original Dishonored. I think it's like BR Gamer. I can't remember the exact name, but on YouTube. But there are there's this one guy that just does absolutely crazy run throughs where he's blinking around everywhere, killing people. It's difficult to explain, but it's like a perfectly orchestrated orchestra. Yeah. Good.
That's the other thing too, is you have supernatural powers. So you get to like you are essentially OP in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sounds like a good time.
yeah, but being OP in the game doesn't lead to the best result. So it's a lot of fun. I was playing it last night and I was playing as Emily and she's got really cool powers. It's a lot of fun. I like
Emily
it. Emily.
does not want to play.
So I haven't played Dishonored, but
yeah.
I'm gonna have to pick it up. I don't have a whole lot of time to play games, but I did find a really screaming deal on Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2.
We should
They
let the
were
people know
on
about that.
Target. On Target, it was on sale for $35, and I'm really excited to play Titanfall 2. I've heard a lot of people.
I am in love with that game, Pope.
Oh, you are?
Head over heels with it. Like,
Oh, let's play.
it is really fun.
Everyone should pick it up and try it now that it's $35. It is.
Yeah, it's $35
100% worth
until
$35.
midnight tonight. You
Yeah.
can buy it online
midnight
on
tonight?
Target. Yeah, and so it's. I think I'm gonna go pick it up in the store for $38 after taxes and stuff. But then somebody showed me a link that on Black Friday. So if you want to wait on Black Friday on Walmart's website, it's going to be $26.
Wow.
Mm.
So
That's
and here's the thing, though, that money, they're not charging for a DLC. They're not charging for anything else. So you get everything included in that. And I like Titanfall 1, but from the people that I trust, like the people that I know, trust their opinion on games, because I just spent a ton of money on Festival of Lost, and it hurts to go buy another game right now. It really hurts. I got the Wolf's Head, and then my son wanted some stuff, and then my wife wanted some stuff.
Stupid people needing food.
It was like no, in Festival of Lost, like I think I spent I was just ridiculous.
Don't say the number.
So I had to take advantage of these deals, and to get I don't have time for Battlefield 1. That is a huge time commitment. But from what I understand, Titanfall is not a grind heavy to get all of this stuff game.
No.
Nope.
No.
Yeah,
It works like Call of
5-hour
Duty. It's like playing a
campaign.
Call of Duty, but it's got mechs.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
playing a good Call of Duty too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
feels good. It's really fun.
It was made out of what, X and Infinity Ward?
Infinity
Ex
Ward.
Infinity
yeah.
Ward
Yeah.
player. The guys who founded Infinity Ward, in fact.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
it plays
Respawn, yeah.
it plays so well. It's really smooth. I got to play the whole campaign on PC. A lot of fun. I actually just picked it up on PS4 as well because of that deal. So I can play with subs on PS4 because the game it's great. It really
Let's
is.
all
Buttery
play
smooth, 60
Titanfall one
frames
day.
per second.
Yeah.
If you got a PS4 Pro, it runs at 4K as well.
Oh wow.
60 FPS 4K? Or
Maybe I'm mixing it up with another game.
Is it?
So Tefty, Briar, Watts, I don't know, Patrick, if you're up for it. I don't know if you have the game, but Saturday I'm gonna be playing with Blue and by Titanfall. So
Nice.
I think it would be
that
fun
sounds
to
fun.
get us together.
That sounds
Yeah,
great.
it's a
I
great
love
game.
that game.
Yeah. So Saturday morning, get on 10
It's
o'clock
got
Pacific
dedicated
Standard Time.
servers.
Morning.
Yo,
Oh,
God's Word just
I
came
am
out,
so
too.
excited to play that campaign. I've heard so much about it.
campaign-
Oh,
It's
it's
incredible.
so fun.
Mhm.
It is. It's really great. It's like when they developed the game, they basically just took like 18 ideas that would make for really cool levels, and then designed the story to match that. And so it's like every level you go into has like completely different mechanics to it. Like,
Don't ruin any of it
I won't-
because I am going to
It's
play it
really
tomorrow.
fun,
I'm going to get myself immersed in it and just
yeah,
I
it's
think
not
you
about
can-
the story; it's about the actual mechanics, how inventive they are. It's really fun.
I don't know. Towards the end there, I was like, I didn't think I was
Down.
going to be feeling this much about Titanfall 2, but I have all these feels. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just saying, be prepared to have some feels.
And
You guys played Modern Warfare 4 Remastered?
Is it Last of Us feels?
No, Last of Us is.
Okay.
I mean,
That's
Last of Us slayed me. I mean, I was
that's
just
Last
like
of Us.
Back
though,
to
I
the
mean.
Future 2.
You know what
level.
game really, really did it for me was The Walking Dead, Telltale.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
really?
That was just just the whole way through. I'm just like, I can't do this. Why are you asking me?
The only thing those games have is story. It's like it's not really any intense game mechanics there.
It's not even just story. It's literally just emotions the entire way. I felt like a wreck after playing that game.
Nice.
You know what game caused me some feels? World of Warcraft, because Dado. No, I'm serious. I
believe
my
I saw you guys streaming it.
Yeah, no, Dado.
Everybody drink.
Dado Dado kept pressuring me. He's like, dude, I want to play Legion. I've heard really good things. And to be fair, it's really good. Much better than MoP and Warlords of Draenor. But yeah, like opening in-game cinematic. I'm not going to tell what characters die, but they just axe off some like major characters in the game world, like the people that have been there for 10 years who we thought had invincible plot armor on at this point, and they just first 10 minutes of the game, they're dead. They're dead, and we're not even leaving it up to they didn't die on screen. It's like, nope, they're dead. They are very much dead. So got a little bit of feels.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
My favorite character, one of my favorite characters from that world died, so I had to pour one out for him.
Oh,
that's rough.
Yeah, it was really rough, but then it was okay because we did questing for 8 hours straight, got 3 total levels, and loved every second of it.
Nice.
To be honest, I miss those gaming days when I would play Guild Wars with my guild competitively for like 12 hours, and it was just like laughing.
And you're like, I didn't eat today.
Yeah, those times are great. And then everyone starts getting delirious through lack of sleep, and then it's even more fun. That's when
have you guys seen the trailers for Star Citizen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, I mean, if I had like another life to live where I could just unplug from my reality and just floop, done, intravenous food coming in through my veins, I would play Star Citizen, but I do not have that time. That game looks amazing.
It does look amazing.
I don't know, does anybody play it?
I haven't.
It's not out yet, is it?
I haven't.
No,
well,
but
there's versions of it that are out. There's builds
Mm-hmm.
that are out.
Yeah.
Because it's it's like a early access type of game. But yeah, that
Destiny
game looks amazing.
Vanilla?
Did you guys get a chance to watch that Mass Effect trailer?
Yes. I'm playing it as soon as I can.
Holy crap.
So
that thing
begins
looked
my
amazing.
media blackout for Andromeda right now.
Yep.
I'm not watching anything else about that until I buy it.
That boss fight that was happening, and it looked like in-game footage because it was like over the shoulder. I don't know if it actually was in-game footage, but you see that? Like, oh my god.
I'm really excited for Andromeda. And I'm excited for Horizon New Dawn.
Like, it really
yeah,
is.
me too. I'm excited about that.
So many amazing games coming out right now.
There's a lot.
It is a bad time for my
it's a bad time to be a father and a husband.
Yes, thank you. So I need to start focusing on Destiny right now because, to be honest with you, I just don't have the time and the money to just go off and get all these games that I want to play. So I'm going to be bitching about shotguns and excited about Iron Banner right now because that's what I got.
Iron Banner?
We can talk about Iron Banner.
I want to
Can
talk
I
about
start
Iron
off
Banner
by
because
saying
Purple Rain is one of my favorite songs by Prince, and
well, I'm
that's
going to
what
say
Iron Banner
that
feels
Clever
like to me.
Dragon rating has not happened for me. Literally have not got a single
Not a
Clever
single
Dragon.
one?
Not
Oh,
a single
wow.
How
one.
many games
What
have you
the
played?
hell?
A lot. I'm
It's a
like
lot.
rank
She plays
5
more-
on my Hunter and rank 3 on my Warlock so
Okay,
far.
Wow.
I've played 6 games of Iron Banner and have gotten
6.
4
Okay,
Clever
Hope you can
I'm
Dragons.
shut up
expecting you
now.
to say
You can
12.
shut up
12
now.
Clever Dragons after
12
6
in 6
games.
12 Clever Dragons.
4 in 6 games.
Yeah, I have not had one. I
You
got
know,
a lot
now
of
that you
pants.
mention it, I don't think I've gotten one either. I haven't played as
Really?
much as you. I think I'm up to rank 4 on one character.
I'm not even
That's
ranked.
But I haven't
still a
gotten one to
lot
drop.
without getting one.
You're not even rank 1?
I've got the one from last Iron Banner,
Oh
which
my
is
god.
a beast of a roll, and the one you can buy from the vendor is a very good roll as well.
I had to buy the vendor one in
Okay, so
order
I've
to
gotten
experience
the,
what that weapon is like.
like 4 for something Clever Dragons.
Is there a way we can mute Pope right now? Is the technology available
We
to
can
us?
kick him out, probably.
I think. Let's
Oh
see.
my
I've
god,
played.
it's like Purple Rain, though. I'm telling you,
I'm pretty sure-
I can't be the only one experiencing this. It is
You're
just
not.
raining purples.
Yeah,
There's a lot
it's
of
raining a lot.
people.
Yeah, it's just not specific. Like I've got a
It's-
lot of
yeah.
artifacts. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
look at all these
boots
artifacts. This is
from everywhere.
amazing. You know, I've played about 5 hours, and I think I had 2 clever dragons. It's either 2 or 3 clever dragons drop, and not as good as vendor rolls.
Ah,
So,
My son played with me.
we don't want to know.
And he got the very first game of Iron Banner. He got that God Roll Clever Dragon in the very first game, and I looked at him and I'm like, I can't even believe you right now.
Well,
But,
now you know he's definitely your son, Pope.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how the
Apparently
rest of
Not
us.
need
Hope
that
RNG
gene
is
testing.
genetic.
Yes.
yeah, man.
Have you guys enjoyed playing Control? It's been a while since we've had Control. I've been enjoying it. You know,
I
it's,
prefer
yeah.
control, that's for sure.
I've been having a lot of fun with a sniper rifle because everybody's running around with shotguns right now. So it's kind of fun to be the only sniper on a map.
Oh, it's
You know,
refreshing to see
The only
blends.
problem is being a sniper against 6 clever dragons.
Right, and the team
That's
shot's so strong.
It's
Yeah,
pretty difficult to shoot people.
yeah,
There's a
te-
high caliber Clever Dragon that is pretty beastly. It's just it's hard to fight against it. It knocks you so far off your
Burst
target.
frame, counterbalance, high caliber rounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sit down.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
You have it, Patrick?
No, I don't have a god roll yet, but I have an interesting roll with Send It high caliber and then counterbalance, which I want to try out and see the differences between range and stability on Clever Dragons, because it has really good rolls overall. But from my experience, it feels like range on pulse rifles is really underrated. Like it's kind of the sleeper stat on there, because you can aim at someone's leg and the whole burst will count as on their head. If you know, in a lot of situations, I started noticing it when I was testing all the various pulse rifles for all the videos I do now, and I just noticed that every time I up the range stat on a pulse rifle, I'm getting way more headshots than just keeping
That's
the stability.
interesting.
Having high stability definitely helps. It keeps the burst tight, but a lot of times, like just lowering the range stat up from like Hammer Forge, that very small amount on Outbreak Prime, like you can aim at someone's crotch and then all 3 shots will register as headshots.
Brace frame, I
really
think,
weird.
does it too. So you got room for rangefinder there instead of counterbalance. I don't think counterbalance is necessary to get a god roll on that gun.
No, it's not. It's very easy to control recoil overall.
Yeah, brace frame I think does plenty there. And then you can have all sorts of stuff, rangefinder or life support or whatever your preference is.
Mhm.
But
Does
if
it have
rangefinder is doing all that,
Does it have a counterpart that we already know? I mean, we know of Hawksaw, right?
with
Grass.
Grass Malik,
Yeah.
Grasp
Gra-
Malik.
Grass
Yeah,
is
Grass
Malik
Malik
can't
is the
get
archetype.
Yeah.
It's the archetype, right? So, I mean, if you don't have it right now and you're frustrated because you're playing Iron Banner and you see all these people have it, and you just wanted to go in there mentally knowing that you're going toe to toe with somebody that has the same caliber of gun, what should they be taking in?
Hawksaw PDX 45.
Blind Perdition, because it's
Blind
got the high
Perdition,
caliber
Yeah, if you got that,
rounds.
yep.
The waltz from the
Future World.
from the Future World vendor is good as well, but it's kind of difficult to get a really well rolled one of those. Even though plenty of people have them, there's probably people that are watching right now going, "You shut up! I have a really good one." It's true. It's possible to get a good one. It's just much more difficult to get a well rolled anything out there compared to a well rolled Clever Dragon. The perk pool for Clever Dragon is unbelievably small. So you have to have a very unfortunate,
solid.
You have to have a very unfortunate series of perks to get an unusable Clever Dragon.
I got a weird set of perks on mine. I have brace frame, which lowers the amount of ammo you have, and then I can't remember the name of the perk, but it raises the amount of ammo you have.
Casket mag. But what's the bad perk on that?
Reduce
It
it
slows
reload?
down the reload speed.
Yeah.
Slows down reload.
And then my last perk speeds up the reload speed. So it's like all 3 of my fucking perks are just like fighting each other. But the gun is deadly. I mean, it kills people so fast.
Yeah, I haven't had a roll yet that competes with my GOM, or at least, I don't think anyways. So
Yeah.
so far I feel like the GOM is slightly better, but there's no science behind it that I have at all.
If you look at the
feeling
base
of it right now.
stats side by side, the GOM is better.
Is it?
It has better
it's-
handling.
And like
right?
5 out of 6 stats, it's better.
Oh.
It's like it has higher stats, but then the hidden stats are where it's actually like substantially better. The equip stat on GOM is significantly higher. I think the equip stat on GOM is at it's in the 60s, whereas the equip stat on Clever Dragon is like 29.
And you can
So
feel
it's-
it on
And
Clever
you can
Dragon.
feel
It takes a long time to equip.
And you know how you can
Interesting.
fix that?
Quick draw.
You get Ophidian aspects on the Warlock. Just play Warlocks. It's
Just be
really
a
good.
warlock.
Just be a Warlock.
I love my
Makes
skill
life
caller.
easy.
So great. Last night I just casually killed 6 people with Stormcall. It was awesome.
I on my Voidwalker, I meleeed a Stormtrance to death while he was attacking me.
Buddy.
Yeah. One shot with primary. The first hit healed me, and then the second hit killed him. I was like,
That's awesome.
"Is this what it feels like to be overpowered? This is amazing." I
refuse-
meleeed this is great.
I refuse to use my Warlock a lot, and just to keep it in the corner, sitting there, with the hat on, just facing the
You
wall.
shushing it?
But then I just I decided to take it out for for Iron Banner, and like one of the games I went 25-0, and I'm just like I it's so hard to get away from that, It's just
Yeah, it's just really really powerful when you have.
it's during
really-
the matchmaking resets though. You know how you have like those 3 games before it sets who you are. If you haven't played for a while, it kind of resets those
Mhm.
those 3
No, I
first
don't know what
games.
it-
It kind of just
I don't
senses
know
who
what
you
that's
are.
like. I've been playing Destiny every single day for the past 2.5
Right.
years.
So I don't. And so I find that those first 3 games are kind of it's feeling you out, like how well you're playing, and then on the 4th game it just stomps the crap out of you. That's so I get a couple good games in there in the first 3, and then after that I just get stomped on. But the Warlock is fun as hell
Yeah.
to play on.
Yeah, the Clever Dragon is not the only good thing to come out of this Iron Banner either.
What else?
The vendor rolls on all the armor
Yes.
is
Oh,
fantastic.
It
Some
is.
may argue too good, because
Too good?
you get to tier 12 pretty quick if they keep doing this.
they're like
Yeah.
95 to 100%
Yep.
rolls on
Yeah.
everything.
Mhm. Yeah.
Everything
Which
is
is-
fantastic.
And they're really good, like sniper shotgun for the most part, in terms of the ammo you can hold as well. So it's real good.
It's
Yeah.
worth picking
And then,
up.
Everyone should pick it up.
And the Silver Dread, the machine gun, the vendor
It's really
roll
good.
is really really good.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's also a
The,
badass machine gun.
It sounds great too.
Oh,
I absolutely adore all of the Iron Banner weapons. Like,
yeah.
there's not one of them.
They're
I don't like.
awesome. They're so amazingly built. They sound so different. They look so different. I love that we have different sounding and looking weapons for Iron Banner.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
totally.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys take a look at Destiny Item Manager put out the quote unquote Pope Bear edition?
No.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know why he called it that, but here, hold on one second. I'm sorry. It's got the vendors in it again, but it's you can go through in the menu. You can go through art, weapon and armor, ships and vehicles, consumables, bounties, shaders, emblems, modes, and it goes through and it easily puts out where you can find them and what their role quality is. It is really, if you don't have a lot of time and you want to find out where what's going on, how much it costs to buy them, it's a great resource. But yeah, that just came out.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's really helpful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
that is
helpful.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it right now. This is invaluable.
It's
Right.
really good, isn't it? Like you click on vendors and you're just like, okay.
So we've talked a lot about the weapons in Iron Banner. It was definitely a nice change of pace to actually go play Control
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I agree.
instead of
Supremacy.
instead of Supremacy.
Yeah.
It was
Or Clash.
I don't know. It just yeah. I
I
don't
got
know.
sniped once and I was happy.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, I I am actually in the same way. I'm like, I see a glint down the hallway. I'm like, oh, somebody's trying to snipe me.
You're like, good job, man.
Hey, man.
I respect your bravery.
I did a return to form. I didn't use a trespasser this time through. I still haven't gotten rank 5 because I haven't had much time to play. But I've been playing old school loadout, hand cannon, sniper, and because I spent so much time playing on the warlock for the Ophidian aspect review that I got really used to everything having quick draw, and I was like, man, I want all my weapons to have quick draw now. This is really good. And so I started using First Curse because that has quick draw on it, and then my sniper also has quick draw on it, and I was like, man, this is actually a really good loadout for Iron Banner because due to light levels, First Curse 2 taps quite a bit. Like if there's about, I think, like a 5 light level difference, and they're less than 5 armor, you'll probably 2 tap them. I don't know if that's the exact specifics, but I was 2 tapping people with relative frequency. At least one person per match was able to be 2 tapped in the head.
That's
with it.
cool.
Is that the Ill Will archetype?
Yeah. Ill Will archetype,
so
and
I
then
think it's armor 3 or lower.
It depends on their light, but
light messes up all the science.
I tested it without light, and it was 3 armor or lower. And but yeah, you're right. The light level can increase it up to the 5.
It's I'm
gonna have to try that.
Really, it's the First Curse is one of those sleeper weapons that just in some situations it's really really good, and I had a lot of fun times and it's always really good when you have like 2 shots left and you're like, you know, if I kill this person right now, I won't have to reload, and then you kill him with a headshot, and it's like, yeah, that felt good.
It's a fun gun to use. It really is. It's a fun weapon and can be really good. Like, a lot of people think that it's bad. There are a few groups of people that think First Curse is amazing, and then there's the rest of them that like
using it.
I remember watching him in trials, and I was like, I want to use this weapon now. He makes it look really good.
Yeah,
nice.
And I can confirm in some situations it's really good. For trials and everything else, I'd have difficulty recommending it because it's not a very good one-on-one gun. But when you can catch people, when people are, going to be bothered with other engagements in the 6v6, you can clean up some kills really easy.
You steal a lot of kills too with it because you take off these huge chunks of damage. I have an Ill Will with Luck in the Chamber, and it evaporates health like crazy. And it's like somebody's in a gun battle, and I just come around the corner and plink them in the hip, and like half their health is gone. Right?
Yeah, I got a lingering song with Luck in the Chamber yesterday.
I love that gun.
Woo! Man, hammer forged, high caliber rounds, but apparently it doesn't increase the shake.
Don't use it.
Don't do
it. On hand cannons specifically. On hand cannons specifically, high caliber rounds reduces the amount of flinch someone would take.
That's weird.
And you don't even have to like go into an editor and count pixels. It's visible in game.
Really?
You can just get shot by it and notice that normally your camera goes up by this much, but now, like when you get hit with a hand cannon, it goes up by this much. It's a huge difference.
Yeah. Well, that Luck in the Chamber, man, 123 to the head.
And then you put on a warlock and it has quick draw too. It's really good. And faster reload speed. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Ophidian aspects.
Oh yeah, Ophidian aspects are incredible.
They are incredible.
What do you guys think of so we don't get the quests anymore for hitting rank 3 or 5. And yes, we're getting showered with loot, no doubt about it. We got 12 bounties if you do all 3 characters, and each one of those provides great
12
rewards.
12 guaranteed drops from ranking up.
Do you miss the fact that there was a reason to hit rank 5 on all your characters, though?
I feel like maybe this is something that they're doing. I don't know if it was an accident or intentional, but having such good rolls from the vendor that maybe that is your incentive to get to the rank, so you can buy the armor that has the really good rolls and buy the weapons in case you don't get a good roll. Like, maybe that's what they're doing. I know that a lot of people are like, well, why should I keep playing if I've had Clever Dragon drop at max light and it's a really good roll and I've had all the armor drop? What's the point in playing? And I do understand why people want the packages, because it was fun to go to Shacks and get your package and see what's in there. But I will say that I think Iron Banner is more rewarding like this. It definitely feels like I'm getting stuff I can actually use. Whereas before with the packages, I'll get that blue artifact that's below my light level, and I'm like,
Thanks for letting
True.
me. Thanks for
usually
letting
my
me dismantle
packages,
this.
I was just like, all the stuff I got from it was just like, this is completely useless for me. So I think
yeah, I think the reward system makes it feel more relevant right now for me, as I'm not max light. You know, I'm 389 or 390 on my highest character, and you know, stuff is dropping at a good, you know, light for me, and it's useful. And if it's not a god roll of something, I can infuse it into something else, and it feels, or I can dismantle it for legendary marks, but it feels very valuable right now. It feels rewarding.
It does, yeah. Yeah. It's just interesting, you know, that not having a reason to hit rank 5 on my characters now. This will be the I mean, not every Iron Banner I've hit rank 5, but like last one I was definitely thinking let's hit rank 5. Other characters I've wanted to hit rank 5 with the chance of getting some of that loot. It is good that you can just focus on one character.
Yeah.
You know? That is good.
I actually really prefer it this time around instead of having to the only thing I would wish is that they would have actually just said, hey, this first time that you do Iron Banner, there's going to be a quest that you can only do once. I really would have preferred them to say that.
Communication.
For them to communicate that, because then everyone this time, because we had all these repeating quests throughout Rise of Iron thus far, everyone's going, well, there's no quest, what the hell? But once they actually said, yes, that's intended, it's like, okay, I can understand why. And I kind of prefer not having the option to get to rank 5 on every character, because you would get drops going up to rank 5, and then it makes me feel like, oh, well, I need to get to rank 5 on all my characters, and now I can get to rank 5 on one of my characters, do the bounties on all the other characters if I want to get the guaranteed drops, and then go back to my main that's already rank 5 and just keep grinding there, play on the character that I really enjoy playing on, so being forced to spend more time on other characters. So I enjoy it personally, and you're still getting a hell of a lot more loot than you were in all of Taken King. So
yes,
yeah,
true, it's very rewarding right now.
I do miss it a little bit, just because it did give me a reason to go to rank 5 on all of my characters, so there was just some intrinsic replayability there. But it is nice just being able to take it at my own pace too.
And from somebody that doesn't have a whole lot of time to play, it feels a lot more rewarding and less punishing that I'm not grinding out and playing crazy amounts, or that the time that I have to play doesn't match when the buffs will be applied. And that whole, like if you play on Sunday or Monday before the reset, you have the highest, you
can play whenever the hell you want to play
to get ranked up to 5. It just felt like I was, punished for not being able to play on a certain day. And
no, I keenly remember basically every single one of us saying that is I'm gonna wait until later in the week to actually play Iron Banner, because it would take me an entire day plus some of Wednesday to get rank 5 on the first character, even when I'm winning everything. And it's like,
it didn't make sense.
It's not rewarding the time amount put in, especially if someone can't play on the weekend when it's technically better to rank up.
And are we seeing any other drops besides Iron Banner drops?
There's a year one. Well, there's year 1 Iron Banner stuff dropping.
That's true. Yeah, you can also get the year 1 Iron Banner armor, which I think looks
Iron.
Cool.
Iron Regalia.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it, but
there's Iron Saga.
I got two different pairs of boots, and that made me go, wait, what? Wait.
And you're like, huh?
Like, huh?
Yeah.
Multiple Iron Banner?
And they changed the way that things were, the economy. Do we want to jump into the economy?
Well, like what specifically?
Well, like, how, making Iron Banner or some of your gear turn... activate the
ornament.
Yeah, the ornament.
That's only on the Days of Iron armor, though. That's not on the Iron Banner gear.
Yeah.
Oh man, in my mind, I always thought it would apply to Cross.
No, and they FYI, they still need to make it so you can actually get more Days of Iron ornaments.
Yeah,
maybe
something
from
else.
A book. Getting that one pity ornament on, for reaching rank 22, and then it's like, oh, okay, I can put this on one of the pieces that only requires one. Some of the others require two ornaments to actually fully activate.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a run-in with, thinking about the casual player and how it's so difficult to get that stuff. It's just like I've got, just the amount of time it's going to take to get that armor ranked up. I think it's disproportionate to what it should be.
I've actually
absolutely.
I've been running into difficulties with that too, because normally, like, it was very easy to rank up armor in like year 1 due to quests. But now in year 2, and then still in this one, quests don't appear to give as much XP towards your weapons or armor. So I've been having trouble actually getting stuff leveled up. And I want to throw something by you guys, just roundtable this, I guess. What's the purpose of having to level up gear aside from time investment? I mean, I get it's a time investment, but why do we have to level up the gear to be able to use it?
As far as I can tell, it's time investment.
Time investment and feeling like you own it. Like you've put effort into it, so it's your piece of gear because you leveled it yourself. You put in your economy and all that, and you own it now as fully leveled. You took the time to do it. So emotional investment.
Okay. You wouldn't feel like just the aspect of maybe ranking up to buy it from a vendor or something like that, or just getting it to drop normally would be the investment required for it?
No.
I think, well, you see, it's an interesting thing. Back to year 1, there was a lot more emotion associated with getting something and then taking the time to level it up. It got reduced because of Motes of Light. Motes of Light.
And then Ascendant materials. Didn't need Ascendant materials either.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. Taking away that aspect
Motes
too.
Motes of Light just... They slowed down what Motes of Light do to weapons, but they still... It feels like they did. But it doesn't
armor.
feel like it ranks them up as quickly. I know. I know they have the armor piece down, but it feels like it was like slightly dialed back. Maybe it's just me. Do you guys find that it takes the exact same amount?
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
Same amount.
8 for heavy.
Same
Yeah.
amount.
Maybe because I don't have as many now, it's like more difficult to spend them. Like before, I was just like,
I still count.
Yeah.
I still count to like 22, and then go, oh, I need more.
2,000 Motes of Light. Who cares?
Yeah, it's actually, that's an interesting thought, Pat, because I haven't really considered that, and I thought, man, now I'm getting low on motes, and I can't just like max out a piece of armor real fast and like, hey, wait for me, guys. I have to level up this piece of gauntlet because it has heavy on it real quick. Let me just blow through 70 motes of light, and that, yeah.
But what if we keep taking away these things? What are we going to do in Destiny?
Yeah,
like, we don't have to go out on patrol to like earn planetary materials anymore because you just buy them in a tower. If you take away,
except for
Wormspore. If we just keep taking away all these things we have to do, what the fuck are we going to do?
Yeah, no,
microtransactions.
I'm just throwing. Yeah,
they could just make the game overly more enjoyable to just play rather than grind.
I don't know.
Like, give us more
stuff
stuff
be honest,
to do.
I am not missing doing farming loops of the
I don't either. But
rusted lands or
the fact that to me this game has gotten just easier and easier as the years have gone on. It's like you don't have to do nearly as much as you used to. Nightfalls aren't hard anymore. Like there's nothing really that's hard anymore. The raid isn't hard anymore. Like it's just gotten to be kind of it's such an easy game that I'd hate to see them just kind of continue to dumb the game down.
The thing is that what Bungie what it feels like Bungie has always said is that they want to cater to the mass that plays their game and not the minority that plays their game. And I think most of us here are in the minority of we play a lot. And every time I bring something up to anyone, they're like, yeah, but we have to make the game for the mass that play the game. It has to be enjoyable for those people because that's a smart decision. It's a smart business decision. You don't want
the same thing Apple's doing right now, right? Is they're building computers for everybody, but in the process, they've made computers that nobody wants. Like, if you just genericize something to the point where you think that it's going to be acceptable to everybody, that it doesn't become exciting to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm enjoying the, I still haven't finished all the content, and I'm not maxed out, and I'm still enjoying, Rise of Iron. And so if I'm in that masses group now, I don't know. It feels exciting to me. It feels good. I'm enjoying it. It's hard as hell, Briar, for me. I don't play that often, so jumping into the raid is not as simple as just grinding the raid. I have to, my fire team is filled with good players, but I feel like I'm challenged every time I go in there. Trials of Osiris is difficult for me. It's a hell of a lot more difficult than it used to be because I don't practice as much as I used to. Mm-hmm. So when I go in, I mean, it's tough. So I think there is challenging things, and maybe they aren't so challenging for you right now, but I think for me, I get in there and I'm sweating my balls off, trying to get a flawless run. I had enough time to go through 2 runs this last week, and both of them ended in 8-1 runs.
Trials, I would say, is exempt from this, but what I'm really talking about is like the Nightfall. The raid is it's definitely, in my opinion, the easiest raid we've ever had. Right?
Okay.
Well, maybe challenging is like the wrong term though, because what Pat brought up was that there was a time investment.
It's more of an investment type thing.
Yeah, there was a time investment that associated an experience that we had in year 1 that basically is gone at this point. Year 1 Destiny turned off a lot of people, but it also made us love the game.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like even with the planetary thing, before they brought in the fact that you could buy it from the vendor, I actually wanted them to put it into different places for you to get planetary materials. Like maybe when you play on Rusted Lands, you can get spin metal at the end of the game. So when you're really low on spin metal, you're like, oh, Rusted Lands, yes, I can finally level up those things that I wanted to level up. Instead of just being like, hey, you can go buy it because you have too many legendary marks and you don't want to go
kill a guy
far.
on Rusted Land and you go back to that spot and there's a spin metal thing growing.
That would be awesome.
Like in the middle of the game.
I would love stuff like that. I really would.
World of Warcraft already did it.
Harvest mode? Is this a harvest mode
Let's
gameplay?
just copy World of Warcraft, okay? Just copy paste.
Simpsons did it.
The Simpsons did it. No, the whole reason I bring that up is, in the ever-evolving game, it always seems like it does go toward every single game. If it has like some sort of looting mechanic, moves more towards the more loot or more easier ways to get it over time. And I don't know, just every time I get a weapon, it's like, cool, I got this, and now let me level it up so I can actually use it at its full potential. It just always feels a little bit odd, the current system that's in the game, where you have to so much of the armor and weapons is just based on leveling it up, filling in those little nodes, and then
I definitely understand your frustration there, but I feel like we've lost so many of the different activities to do in Destiny, and that now it feels very rote, right? Iron Banner comes around, so I'll play a little Iron Banner. The raid comes out, I'll do the raid. I'll do a challenge mode here or there, but I don't feel the need to do Nightfalls anymore. I don't feel the need to go farm patrols. I never do patrols. I haven't done patrols really consistently since year 1. There's just so much of the game that just has kind of been left behind. Leveling gear, it's just one more reason to not play Destiny, right? Is to spend less time with Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I have felt like a little bit of the magic from year 1 has gone, and I feel like maybe if we take the good of year 1 and the good of year 2 and put it together, we'd have a really great game. Just like exotics not dropping in Crucible. Why?
Yeah.
Why? That was awesome. Like seeing someone get that, I'm like, oh, that good dude just got an icebreaker. That's great. I miss stuff like that. I really do miss those kind of things from Destiny.
Well, we go back to that 3 of coins question. I mean, can't you get it now?
3 coins is the problem?
It is a big problem.
It is a huge problem.
There's a lot of things that the problem was it was so harsh in year 1. Like getting ascendant energy for a weapon was like, oh my God, where am I going to get this ascendant? It's such a pain, And once you finally got all of it, you're like, yeah, I really want to level this up. This is like a decision that you're making. You're really going to spend all this ascendant energy on this one weapon. Now you get a weapon, you blow some motes of light, and then boom.
Burn it.
Yeah, you just burn it and you level up, and then you go try it out in the Crucible, and you're like, I don't like it. Dismantle. There's 5 legendary marks. It's a different feeling. You don't have the same type of attachment. I think you nailed it on the head, Pat. Honestly, I didn't think about this, but you bringing this up really does make me think about how, like, I did those before and after videos because there was a real reason. Like, you had to actually use that weapon.
I used to always mention in my reviews, it's like, is this worth leveling up? It used to take a large amount of time to actually level up the thing. I don't know, just a thought I've been having recently. Looks like it had a good discussion though. So.
I think I think in general with Destiny we have, in terms of Crucible and PvE and the economy, everything, it was like, this is too hard. Let's make it easier. And things have been implemented to make it less of a grind for people, less of a frustration for people. And we've got to the point now where it's like, oh, everything's kind of easy.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's been like little nerfs here and there, and now we've got to like this point where everyone's unhappy.
I definitely think like a lot of the investment in the investment side of the game is at a really good place right now. Aside from like a couple of things like skeleton key drop rates, it's like skeleton key drop rates, exotic shards, and I still feel like planetary materials cost too much from vendors, or like you should get more for the amount of legendary marks that you put in. That's like a really small gripe. But aside from exotic shards and skeleton keys, like the investment side of the game is in a really good place right now. Like for it feels like you're properly rewarded for the amount of time that you put into the game. At least from my end, I don't know.
I think Pope confirms too. Like you're having a fun time going through the leveling process, getting rewards.
I'm not getting everything done during the week. There's some things that are inaccessible to me, and I don't complete. So as it should be, I don't play it as often, right? So here's the matrix or the bookends. You guys that are playing all the time should still feel like it's fun, and I should still feel like it's fun, but I'm not being cheated out of anything, right?
Right.
So
it's about finding that balance.
Yeah, I can still play trials. I can still get the bounties done, and still get material. Cool. I could still get guns to drop from those, maybe I don't go to the lighthouse, but I still get armor and stuff dropping, and I can still continue to play. So
you nailed it. I'm sorry.
No. I'm done.
You nailed it. It's a fine line, and the problem I think is I wouldn't want to be in Bungie's position here because that fine line is going to be different for every fucking player.
It really is,
right?
Every single person.
Player, that line is in a different spot. So no matter where you put it, it's gonna be the wrong spot.
Someone's gonna be upset. First. Yeah.
Well, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Think about this latest thing with trials. I mean, some people loved it. Some people loved it because it was new and it was a 2-week event. And some people felt like it was, the reincarnation of Satan himself. It's just like I get it, but they're trying to do something different, something fun, and something festive, and the community is going to take it in a huge different. How do you make a community this large happy? And I think that at a certain point, if you're a developer at Bungie, you got to kind of
can't make everyone happy.
No offense to you guys, but like kind of mute the 1% a little bit, and they have a very big megaphone to talk from, podcasts and YouTube videos and Twitch streams, and they got to kind of take it with a grain of salt and find these other these other places where they can get feedback. And that's why you hear Bungie, I think, pulling a lot of data from their community and saying, this is important to us to build this game for all these different people. For sure. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be as happy, or the 1% is not going to be as happy with some of the changes going forward.
I think in terms of PvP, the 1% were really happy with trials. I think a lot of the 1% were like, trials is the one thing that I really enjoy. So, I mean, all I would have done in terms of trials would just be like Crimson Doubles, for example. Here is an event PvP thing where you can go play. Rewards are better. You get super cool festive stuff. It's an opt-in thing. Encourage people who don't play PvP to go there. Encourage people who do to go there. And then at least it's an opt-in thing that doesn't kind of mess with the one thing that PvP players really enjoy. I think that would have been fine for a lot of people, but again, I have no idea. That's just a thought that I had about it. I would have
keep
done.
Certain playlists protected as far as like if you're gonna make a seasonal or a fun event, don't take one of the core playlists and mess with it. Something as important as trials or something like that. All right, that's probably good feedback for them. I mean, I know it pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah, it's
but
like,
you know,
for me, for me, trials is like the reason I was kind of not pissed, but I didn't enjoy this was trials are the one piece of content that I look forward to every week. It's that one piece of repeating content. I don't like doing the raids because it's a puzzle that's already been solved and you're just going through the motions to solve it. Patrols, whatever, it's grindy. Everything else is either a grind or a puzzle that's not interesting to me. Trials is always kind of unpredictable. You never know what you're going to get aside from shotguns, and you can go in there with your friends and I can have fun. That's the way I like to have fun. And I think Wisniewski talked about hating to nerf some things because they're like hating to nerf some weapons because that's that someone out there that's their favorite weapon. And for me, it's like trials is my favorite game mode. So whoever designed it, it's like you're gonna ruffle some feathers by messing with someone's favorite game mode. No matter.
I like how you put that, Patrick. Is the raid is a puzzle that's already been solved. I think that's why I miss Nightfalls from year one so much, is because even though it was the same strikes over and over again, the modifiers made it different enough that it was interesting to go in there, and it was difficult PvE content, and it was a lot of fun. And that content just disappeared. There's still a thing called Nightfalls, but it's not at all the same thing that it used to be.
It's a strike that you run with some modifiers that can occasionally award you something other than strange coins.
Right, but
this is the thing. Putting the checkpoints in there. To do it.
Yeah, putting the checkpoints in there. The fact that 3 coins exist and there's no reward at the end of Nightfalls. Yeah, it's just I don't know. Some of these things are just I really miss them.
I don't have the time to put into Nightfalls. I haven't done them.
Yeah, but the game's not just for you either, Pope. There's got to be stuff for us too. And Nightfalls were one of those things. It was something that could be challenging. It wasn't impossible. It took an hour to do. Anybody had time to do a Nightfall. It was challenging though, and if you wanted to solo it, it was a thing that you could try and solo for a real challenge.
And I was agreeing with you in the sense that you've done trials less. You do trials less often now, right?
Yeah.
And I do trials less often now. So how many people are actually doing trials? That's something that they should probably look at. If the casual player and then the player that plays a lot are both not doing trials, or I'm sorry, not trials, but Nightfalls.
Nightfalls, yeah.
I apologize.
I don't think anybody's doing Nightfalls anymore.
No, that's my point. So I was agreeing with you. Is if we're a representative of the community right now and we're talking and we're both agreeing from totally different positions that the Nightfall is not accessible to us for different reasons. Right? There's a problem, right? That's the definition of a problem.
Yeah. That was a good piece of content they had year one that they completely abandoned it.
Yeah. They just took it away,
Yeah.
They took away that element of like, oh my god, are we gonna get kicked to orbit because we're losing,
But it's also took away the thing of
like you're the last guy on your team alive, and
yeah,
it's this. It was also the thing of I really want that exotic, but of course with 3 of coins you kind of have everything whenever you want it, really. Because the reason I wanted to jump into Nightfall was because I want that new piece of armor so bad when something came out, and I didn't really have a reason to go and do that because I could just go play Crucible and do 3 of coins, which is nice. Because it enables you to play the activities that you want to do and still get the same rewards. But at the same time, it makes other content not necessary for you to play. So it's a juggling act. It's really hard. It's super hard to get the right place. I think the only thing that Bungie can do with Destiny is to create places where each player can go. You're super hardcore, here's a thing for you. You're super not hardcore, here's a thing for you. And that's only something that we could see in Destiny 2, really, because that would require a different game.
Yeah, I am looking forward to Destiny 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Part of it has got to be player fatigue, right? It's got to be, right? We've been playing the same game for 2 years. There's going to be some fatigue. There's no doubt about it. we spent a half hour on this podcast talking about other games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's healthy. That's healthy for us, and it's healthy for the community. I mean, we were really there was a really like hard time. Remember when we were getting mad at Bungie because there wasn't enough content? I mean, there wasn't enough content. Nobody thought there was enough content.
Which time are you talking about? The one during House of Wolves or the one during Taken King?
Take your poison. But then there was like messages coming out from all of us saying, it's okay to put, and even from Bungie too, it's okay to put Destiny down. Go play another game. And so I'm
thank God for the Division.
What's that?
Thank God for the Division.
Yeah,
the
Division really.
I was so
Say it.
excited. I'm still mad.
Oh, the Division really killed Destiny, didn't it?
No, the
Yeah.
Division has a fantastic patch that got put out. My
Yeah.
clan's been
Yes.
playing it a lot more, and
Yes, I agree.
props to Massive. They definitely listened to some great community feedback there and have changed their game for the
They have
better.
a survival mode that just came out.
Speaking
Well,
of
it's in
community
PTR.
feedback,
No, this is a
You
good
guys-
segue, guys. Let this happen.
did you guys
oh.
see Cosmos post on Bungie.net?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so he posted a reply to another user who basically he had a suggestion for buffing primaries as opposed to nerfing secondary weapons, specifically shotguns. And this user wanted to see the Soros regime back to vanilla Destiny power levels, Thorn back to year 1 power levels.
He was just like,
Do it all.
he's like, fuck it, like let's
everyone
Burning
have that
primaries.
power there. The most powerful point that you were powerful, go back to it. And we just fight power with power.
And Cosmo replied to that post saying, I understand what you're saying here. There is a discussion at Bungie, but I'd like to hear what more of the community has to say, and basically opened it up to the community. And I have never seen more suggestions come in on a Bungie.net thread, and a lot of it was really good stuff. A lot of it was really well thought out. It was a really cool thread, and I liked how Cosmo just kind of put it out there. Hey, we're listening. We're bringing this to the devs. Tell me what you think.
I will say that I love the fact that Cosmo responded to that, but I would also love if they could kind of advertise that they're talking about it, because if you don't check the forums and you don't check Reddit, you wouldn't have known that they were asking for that kind of feedback.
Well, where do they advertise?
You could
Well, they
check
could do
out
This
the
Week at
Fire
Bungie.
Rabbit shit on YouTube. I
They could-
featured it on Good Morning Guardians.
I think they could have just slipped it in, as many places as they can slip it in, just to get the conversation really going and get more people talking about it. But I love the fact that Cosmo was on the forums and was like, we've seen this. What do you guys think? Let's really talk about this. Let's get everyone discussing in one place. What do you want to do when it comes to balance?
Here's another thing though, Watts, and I feel like I need to point this out. Just because Cosmo is asking for feedback on what to do, what the community thinks should be done with primaries or balancing of the game, doesn't mean that they don't know what they want to do. It's not like they don't have an idea and they're just like, well, we don't know what to do, so you tell us. It's I think it's a very difficult thing to make changes in a game and steer a ship in the harbor, right? You're talking about it like Destiny is a big ass oil tanker, and it takes a lot to get it to move in a different direction. And once you move it in that direction, you can't just say, oops, we screwed up, and then quickly move it back without repercussions. So changes need to be made slowly, methodically, and at sometimes more painfully than the community really wants, because we're like, God damn it, just change it. I mean, how often do you have to have like shotguns being 3/4 of the kills in a game to realize that shotguns are overpowered, right? Okay. I mean, come on, Patrick. I mean, that's a given.
I genuinely don't believe shotguns are overpowered. No, I genuinely.
Well, no. Okay, so let's not get into this. No, we could get into this. We could get into this.
Let's get into
this.
Let's just
There is
jump
a certain
right in.
archetype of shotgun
problem.
that
It's
needs.
a bigger problem.
that-
man.
I will agree. There's
it's
one
a bigger
particular
problem.
There's one
It's a
particular
big
archetype of shotgun that's caused all the. If every single change to a weapon class has been determined by one particular archetype, I've been saying this for going on like 2 years now. Maybe that's the problem. But then at the same time, this one archetype is the only one that's performing well enough compared to the others. So you need to balance the weapon class, not the archetype. And then you also have the other whole thing of map design in Destiny is horribly catered to very quick movements, allowing shotguns to be very, very good in almost every single situation. If you have a large map like Skyshock and people are still using shotguns, it says something more about the movement that's in the game. And then you have small maps where people obviously are going to use shotguns. Again, the movement in the game is so conducive to shotguns that, that's why they're being used. But at some point, it's not the weapon. At some point, it's not the weapon.
Well, shotguns, and there's conversations about the weapon, the ammo economy, and access to special ammo. And you remember back at people bring up Halo, and it used to mean something when you had shotgun ammo, or used to mean something when you had a sniper. Yeah, we're not playing Halo. We're playing Destiny, that is a movement super game mode, and weapons are not I hate that I'm saying this, but weapons are not the most important thing in this game. I honestly believe that they are creating
play.
What's that?
Go watch sweaty gameplay. One of the first things that you'll notice is that in really competitive games, and even on the higher, not even just sweats, just higher level people, you're seeing a lot of ability usage in conjunction with guns. If you want guns to be the only thing that you're killing people with, Call of Duty is going to be the game that you need to play. But Destiny has all the grenade abilities, the melee abilities, supers, the movement options in the game.
Frags Time 3 in Modern Warfare, though. It's a lot of grenades.
There's a lot of grenades. But it's not necessarily about the guns. And you're seeing if you watch high skill players, they're using everything, not just the guns. And at the same time, I think one of the big things in the current debate about primaries is that shotguns are so overpowered because primaries can't stop them. I personally don't feel like buffing primaries will impact shotguns at all. It'll definitely impact the player movement side of shotguns, but not shotguns themselves. Primaries do need to be looked at, though, which is
I would love to see a big old shakeup with the primaries too. I'd love to see some archetypes we haven't seen in a while all of a sudden be at the top of the meta. It'd be fun to get a real mix up in the Crucible.
Really high rate of fire auto rifles need to come back into existence again. Am I right? Am I right?
I still love the doctrine. I tell you, the gun is still fucking good.
It's so good.
I think that when it comes to any balancing that Bungie does in Destiny right now as we have it, it's just going to be a meta shift. I don't think they're ever going to be able to get this wonderfully balanced place
it doesn't
where
exist.
Right. It's just going to be meta shift.
Right?
It's going to be like, hey, you're all using shotguns. We're going to do this. Now everyone's using fusions and hand cannons. Oh, we're going to switch it up and everyone's using autos and snipers. All they can do is shift the meta to keep it from getting stale, which I think is fine. I don't think that's a bad thing. The only problem arises is the fact that it is kind of difficult to push out frequent patches on consoles.
They've said they've been wanting to do quarterly updates.
Quarterly is fine by me.
So far,
the nice thing about
that's held true.
When they switch the meta significantly too, it gives you reason to go and grind for new weapons. If all of a sudden low rate of fire auto rifles are the shit, guess what everybody's going to be looking for? All those guns shadow prices that
the gunsmith packages are going to mean something again.
It breathes fresh air into Destiny. It's okay, there's stuff that's new. This class is better now, and everyone wants to jump back into Destiny and grind and get new weapons and try it out and see how the new meta feels. And I think just doing that is fine. We're not asking for the most perfectly balanced place, because that doesn't exist anywhere from what I've seen. But just switching it up so it doesn't get stale is A-okay with me.
I think that's a big part of it for Destiny 1, but if people are looking for a real fix to the actual balance problem of why you should use a shotgun most of the time, that's not really fixable until possibly Destiny 2. Because just like Pat said, it's the movement speed coupled with the actual map designs. They lend themselves heavily to close combat. And what's the most effective close combat weapon? A shotgun. So
a throwing knife.
They had their opportunity to get rid of
it doesn't.
the long range shotguns. They had their opportunity. they knew it was a problem with the Fellwinters and the Party Crasher and the Matador in year 1. And then, you're right off the bat in the Taken King, first thing you get, one of the first quest weapons you get is the conspiracy theory. You're like, motherfucker, this thing is back, huh? And then the Party Crasher was there. Now everybody's got the Matador.
Yeah, I think part of it also is that the people designing the Crucible like the close range combat. I think they actually have an affinity for it. Otherwise, we'd see less of those types of things coming in.
Everything that they said about like sniper rifles too just isn't. I don't know. It's like, do you
play Destiny?
Do you play Destiny?
Yeah.
We when they put in patch notes like we want sniper rifles to be the things that people kind of hang back and use.
That's not your
Destiny?
game. That's not what Destiny is.
True Vanguard had a fantastic little video about what he'd do to the Crucible if he could, balance it. And
I agree with almost everything.
The first thing that he said was, I'd unnerf sniper rifles, not because, oh my God, I can't snipe anymore. True Vanguard can still very much snipe. It's the fact that they've been trying to move sniper rifles in a direction that just doesn't exist.
It's like
in
a
Destiny.
Battlefield type use of a sniper rifle.
They have this
not
envisionment.
That far, but
yeah, they have this envisionment of like Battlefield, large scale combat, needing to snipe people. It's like, that's not the game. This is a very fast paced, not arena shooter, but movement is in the game. And, having handling speed return back to snipers and maybe even the short range zoom scopes, it would probably do a hell of a lot of good to the overall meta to have that return. Now, I completely agree that it sucks that people hard scope, but hey, that's why you put the flinch changes into snipers to make hard scoping less effective.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's a great place to move snipers. It's a fast-paced game. It's on mostly maps that are close quarters, and I would say lower aim assist. I'm fine with. You can lower aim assist to as far as you want, and you can also lower body shot damage so that people are having to get headshots if you want to do that. But make it so a skilled sniper can actually run around this close quarter, really fast-paced game and still be successful. Flinch changes, like you said, will stop people sitting at the back of the map hard scoping. It's especially with all the clever dragons with high caliber. It's difficult to hard scope in Destiny. So I think if they just return it to a place where snipers could play fast pace and be skilled at that, and it's okay for them to get that skill and be able to play like that, I think that would be really great.
Yeah. Do you think that's possible in Destiny 1 though? Like legitimately? Now
they can just revert the changes.
Now that everybody's had a real taste of the Matador 64.
Yes, it's still possible because it's entirely up to the player what they should play with. Some people love fusion rifles and are still heavily using them. And I can tell you, after using the one for the Trials of Osiris one, I was like, hey, these aren't as bad as they have previously been in the past. They're pretty damn good. I need to make a video on this particular subject. But once a player gets an idea of the fantasy they want to play as, there's no stopping that. And a lot of times players simply want to win. And so they're going to use whatever causes them to win more, do better. But the other side of the argument is if it doesn't feel fun playing with that particular thing to that player, they're going to find what's fun to them. And for a lot of players, simply sniping is fun. They like the fantasy of, aiming down a sniper rifle scope. And even if it isn't viable, or maybe they just may not even pay attention to, the game balance patches and read patch notes and go to forums, they're still going to like the idea of a sniper rifle and they'll still use it. So
I'd like to think that you're like 100% right on that. The thing is, I just hardly ever see snipers now.
I mean, the only reason I'm sniping is to fulfill the fantasy of
you only snipe because you love it.
Yeah, I like sniping. It's not very reason. Viable,
right?
And I'm definitely looking for snipers that have certain stats so I can fulfill that fantasy in whatever fashion. But I still snipe. The sole reason I snipe is because I enjoy
the
how
process.
that works. Yeah, the process.
Did you say fill that fantasy?
Fill the fantasy, possibly even shake it.
Would you be filled? Oh, come on.
I'm about to end this podcast right now.
I love to shake. Can I get some shake my fantasy in the chat right now? I want my fantasy to be shooken.
Oh my god.
It's a beautiful time to be alive in Destiny. I am really enjoying Iron Banner, playing with my son and my wife, and we are having a great time. You know, we're not winning a lot of games, but we're getting loot, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I've been having a great time too.
Yeah.
The times I've been playing, it's been fun. I could care less if we win or lose. We've had extremely close games. In fact, I even put it on Twitter. There was one that was like 20,220 to 20,205.
Oh, I saw that picture. Yeah,
I was like,
That's frustrating.
and one of my teammates dealt the final blow too. It was like, what? How did we? Whatever.
That's the good thing about Iron Banner this time around, or just in Rise of Iron in general. It's like, even if you're frustrated with the gameplay and you're like, God damn it, I hate all of this, and you lose, you're like, hey, but I might get a God or a Clever Dragon. So
Absolutely, yeah.
it's not all
Yeah.
bad.
And
Yeah.
if you get your absolute rear end stomped in a game, you come in, you know, you jump in solo queuing an Iron Banner, and you get put on a team when there's like, you know, the game's almost is done. It's almost over, you know, which happens to me a lot. I just don't know
Same.
why.
Same.
So I jump in, and then I think, hey, you know what? This means I'm guaranteed bottom 3 of my team. Hey, this is where the sweet spot is.
This is
man.
the
It's
loophole,
hotbed.
right?
This is the
hotbed
loophole.
for the loot.
I got the Iron Banner ship. I got the Iron Banner
Oh, you
ship
did?
finally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yay,
And you
yeah,
know
man.
where it was? I joined a game late. It was like 8,000 points already out on the enemy team. We were at like 3,000. Like, it was a lost cause. And so I just kind of dicked around, bottom of scoreboard, got the ship. And I was like, hey.
I remember the first game I played of Iron Banner when it came out, and I got that ship. I was like, yes, this thing's sweet. And then it didn't drop again for like forever. It just
It
Yeah, it's
only
kinda
drops
rare.
once. It only drops
it only
once.
drops once for you.
Yeah, no, it drops and then it's like it doesn't drop again. That's what Fitzy's data has showed.
It gets
as
kicked
far
out
as
of the
ship
loophole.
goes.
Once you've got it, yeah.
The Oracle
It
Fitzy.
also it doesn't show up as your main loot. It shows up as like one of the side pieces of loot on there.
Oh,
Side loot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an extra drop, not your main drop.
Side
Side
loot.
loot. Yeah.
Yo,
side
what's
loot.
that side loot?
Speaking of
There's
side
one more
loot-
thing I want to talk about before we move on to the other thing I like talking about every podcast.
Oh.
It's the weekly update. This week actually had some really cool stuff. First of all, there's going to be a raid ride along next Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Next Wednesday, yep.
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, yeah.
They
Next
haven't
Wednesday,
announced.
we should hear more information, or by next Wednesday.
I would hope so. If they're going to
There's like,
Yeah.
hey, we're live now. Come.
Well, it said
Hurry up.
next Wednesday. Stay tuned for more information. You're
Okay,
right.
stay tuned for more information. Okay, good. Hopefully we'll. I want to know who's going to be on that because hopefully there's some raid designers on that. I love
That'd be
hearing
good.
like I love hearing
love
little
that.
design.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just to sidetrack really quickly,
Mhm.
I love when companies do that, like Blizzard, when they would get people in and talk about how they made stuff. I love hearing from designers, developers about their thought process, because as a consumer, I feel like it makes me more understanding, and I kind of get where they're coming from with a lot of stuff. And even if they don't dumb it down and they're speaking language that I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, it's really cool to hear that from them. So I would love if Bungie did more frequent ride-alongs.
I agree.
I love that.
I remember
There-
I was in the Dark Below ride along.
You're on the
Um,
one, the
what's that?
Cosmodrome. You're on the Cosmodrome right along.
I was in
right?
that one too.
Jesus fucking
He's
Christ.
got multiple ride-alongs underneath his belt.
Multiple ride-alongs.
I've ridden along a few times, Patrick.
Been ridden.
So
hard.
it was actually how I got my Bungie bounty. I am the
Oh.
one. I am the person. I didn't actually get.
You weren't a
PvP. I
Delete
didn't
it.
earn it in
Delete
PvP.
it, Pope. Delete it.
I should delete it, but it just keeps coming back into my thing.
Keep
I
buying
can't
it from
get
the
rid of it.
kiosk.
So we did a special PvE Bungie bounty where we put a bounty on Crota's head, and then we jumped in and did it. It was great. It was a fun time. Just talking to the designers as we went through and did different parts of the raid. So I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to hearing their thought process on the boss fights and kind of the overall theme, because that's kind of what comes out of it, their
Mhm.
design process and the
Mhm.
player experience. So yeah, that's going to be something I'm going to tune in for sure.
Nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
The other thing that was in that update was the they are going to integrate the Bungie community page, like your little profile on Bungie. They're having Twitch integration, and what this is actually really, really cool for anyone who's at all interested in streaming on Twitch, you'll be able to integrate your Bungie account with that, and then when you stream, if you actually link your accounts, it'll show up in the community page. So if you're running the raid, it knows what activity you're doing, and then your little Twitch stream will show up in the community page for streaming the raid with with everyone else that's streaming the raid as well. And so if you're trying to carry people in the raid, carry people through trials, whatever, like if someone's on the Bungie page, they'll be able to see that. And the other really cool thing is they'll be able to see your loadout, like how you spec your character, your weapons, everything. And they'll also have Twitch chat there. Like that's really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. So if you've had any interest at all at streaming with Twitch, there you go. Bungie has integrated it so you can start through Destiny. And then if you stream for 77 hours, not like in one session, but over time, once you have streamed Destiny for 77 hours, you get a special emblem as well in the game. Mm-hmm. So
personally, I think it should have been 777.
That's a long time.
I actually really like that there's a reward for streaming Destiny because it gives people like just a little like kick, like, hey, maybe I should go try this just to get the reward. And then maybe I like it.
Maybe they become the next big streamer, and we add more to the directory, and we grow the community. There's awesome.
Been some new up and coming streamers, and it's pretty cool. We're going to be focusing on them in the month of December, right? Oh, December and January going forward. Not necessarily up and coming, but like
at least one or two in December. Yeah, we'll be getting.
So if you're a streamer right now and you're getting on that registry, and you might get an invite to join us and chat with us. Live true to our Destiny community
actual
podcast
community thing, not just get very small time streamers like Gathalion in.
Yeah,
he's new,
small upcoming startup.
But we just wanted to introduce our name out there. But now we're going to start looking at the people that make this community great, and that's you guys out there. So we're pretty excited.
Yeah, it's very cool.
All right. I suppose the other thing I could talk about every week would be this wonderful blue ad copy. Yeah. Because no doubt you notice these wild mics and headphones that I'm not using at this current time. Yeah, the Blue's award-winning products are the driving force behind professional musicians, internet creators, and countless elite gaming teams and Twitch streamers. And their Yeti USB mic is the internet's most popular microphone, and their MoFi and Lola headphones deliver insane sound and a very personalized fit. Blue offers everything you need to completely immerse yourself in the ultimate gameplay experience. Learn more about Blue at bluemic.com. Okay, I can unplug and put in the actual headphones I was supposed to be using. My bad. There you go. I can hear now. Oops.
Oh my gosh.
I was going to say, I was like, can you actually hear through those headphones? If you just
I couldn't. They were not plugged in.
Do you remember our first episode with Deej and mine? Headphones just absolutely like we were having problems with Skype and all that. And it was with the Triple.
Oh, I remember that episode.
Yeah, that's the one that started brutal.
45 minutes late.
An hour late.
Or an hour late, yeah.
That was good.
Right.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a rough start, that show.
We
ended up recording that off a PlayStation chat.
Yeah, we recorded that off PlayStation chat.
That was pretty bad.
The show must go on.
That's right. Yes. Lemonade when you got lemons, guys.
All right, I got some Twitter questions here. We only got a half hour, so we're probably not going to get through many. And some of these were really good, so I'm going to try and
do quick fire / more
you want to do like a
on the awesome one.
Ooh, I like rapid fire.
All right, let's do rapid fire. All right, Ryan Merle.
No.
In a fight to the death on a neutral stage, who would win, polar bear or silverback gorilla?
Gorilla.
Polar bear.
Harambe.
Polar bear.
Harambe.
Oh,
you see, I don't remember the exact tensile strength.
Lightning round!
Lightning round, for God's sakes!
I'm gonna go with the gorilla.
Harambe lives. Let's go. Next one.
Mike Sopko, do you guys think that tracking grenades are too powerful? I feel like skips and axions are too strong and annoy.
We have a counter. It's Shade Step.
You have a counter.
Just play the shade set. That's it.
There's a
What
counter in
about
the
my
game,
Phidian
everyone
aspects? Ah!
You can slide under axiom bolts and take less damage. Skip
you
grenades,
can.
you're screwed. Just run away.
Just run
I'd say-
your lives.
I can't do a lightning round on this question.
Take him out of the game. Done.
That was.
Moving on to the next
I mean,
question.
I did use
Yeah,
that, but
just
fast.
delete him from the game. Go.
Fast.
Also,
Late
fusion
dancers.
aids. They kill
Get
you
rid of
instead
those.
of the opponent.
Yeah, those are bad.
Sticky grenades. Love them.
Subset Tyro says, because God rolls are being sold in the Iron Banner, do you think this will cause a nerf later on of these archetypes?
It fucking
Yes.
better not.
No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say no, because people want primaries buffed. So maybe they'll just come up to this level.
Clever
I
Dragon's
would
one
love
of the few
that. I would love to
primaries.
see this be the base for primaries. Right
Okay,
here.
there we
Right
go.
here.
Boom.
Yes.
Dragon
We're
is-
all in agreement.
You guys
probably.
are high. This always signals. It's like the Bungie will tease you and then take it away.
I hope
Yeah.
not.
Right, Pope. You
I
are.
hope not.
All right.
Josh G, what
we'll
is your
remember this
favorite
one.
game other than Destiny to play on or off stream?
League of Legends off stream, not on stream. People might yell at me.
What? Fucking killing lightning round.
That's just good.
Yeah.
Minecraft, because I like to do stuff in Minecraft and I'm embarrassed to stream it.
Titanfall 2. I'm in love with that game right now.
I like stream all kinds of varieties, so it's like whatever is interested in a variety right now.
Just say Candy Crush. We know it's true.
Nailed
Come
it.
on,
Candy
work
Crush.
with friends.
Magic the Gathering for me.
Bo Samus, what do you do as content creators with Destiny when there's nothing to cover on the YouTube side of things?
Open
I make
up
up
loot
stupid
packs.
stuff.
Open
Like
up loot packs.
Love and A to
We're
Z
great opening.
and other stupid things. I mean, stupid
Glitches.
I start reviewing every single individual legendary weapon, or just start re-going over some stuff in the current meta. It's Yeah.
There's always that Arms Day is your favorite. It's got to be
There
your
you go.
favorite.
Arms Day,
I
sir.
actually started another thing on Wednesday
it?
now. Instead of like Arms Day is a great thing. You know, people requested it, so it's like cool. I'll still do it. But then people are like, "Hey, I have questions about how to do YouTube," and it's just like,
I saw your editing video
okay,
today.
Mhm.
okay.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so like last week I did, or the week before last I did how to edit a YouTube thumbnail. This week I did how to do very basic video editing. Next week will be how to edit audio. Week after that, like probably how to capture footage and make videos for it. I'm not doing these in any particular order. This is probably the
Can you
exact
do one
order.
on how to be PewDiePie? Can you do that one? Because I want to be PewDiePie.
Yeah. How to be
Next
pubes.
question.
He makes
do you-
video
how do
games
do
for that.
feuds?
You can play his video game and learn how to be.
That's
PewDiePie.
true. I mean,
Mhm.
technically correct.
There's probably a PewDiePie
Factual.
simulator.
Mhm.
Yeah,
sure he
there
has
is.
a
Successful.
game, actually.
Lost was dirty.
He has a
Player
game.
transaction.
Yeah,
he
he
has
has
a
got a
game
game,
where
yeah.
you make a YouTube channel and
Yeah.
you become PewDiePie.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I can never do
Adam H. Condra, a friend got mad at me because I didn't want to talk on the phone while using the toilet. Who's weird, me or him?
Yes.
You.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. You don't be. It's just. I mean, it's not like you're. It's not like he's touching your butt. I don't know. It's you.
The
You're
best, my best things, my best like ideas and creations and conversations and thoughts come when I'm dropping a deuce.
You know why? Because you're not distracted by all the other like outside world entertainment. There's no TV. There's no video games. You're just in there in a room with you and your friend talking.
Oh, I'm distracted.
Oh, you're distracted by what?
I'm distracted too. I don't know.
There's
Trying to find the
literal
box of
business
matches.
happening in this room right now.
Ryer's there breaking a sweat, going.
Well,
Maybe
if
you
that's
oughta,
your,
like,
if that's
look at
your
your diet.
case, if that's the case, then maybe you might not want to be on the phone while you are.
Like,
streaming.
I especially don't want the phone when I'm peeing, because what if I drop that thing? That phone is dead to me now. That is forever unclean. We're
Okay,
not
so
Also
having
going to
that.
be
I
a
did
very
that,
obvious
Ryder.
audio cue as well.
I
Be like,
dropped
are you
my-
peeing right now? Maybe.
I dropped my
no.
phone
No.
in the toilet, and my hand. I swear to God, my hand went into the toilet and grabbed it.
Wait,
I
so
had
you
to.
actually dunked your hand into the pee?
It went in. I had just finished peeing and
It
was like,
comes off.
and there was
It's
a
just
deuce
pee.
in there.
Bear Grylls drinks it all the time.
Yeah, it's
There was
just
a deuce in
I'm
there,
not Bear
and
Grylls,
I dropped
man.
it out of my back pocket. It caught the lip of the tub and just went bloop right into the. I had to go get it.
I mean, tough life decisions. I feel you, man.
At this point, if this phone's supposed to be was supposed to be like you could put it in water and a little bit. The back's like all chipped and everything, and it just pops off like that, and it's gone. Great. If I were to drop this in any type of liquid substance, it would just instantly probably blow up.
You're happy to see it go.
Actually,
New
I am
phone.
up for I'm up
Let's
for
see.
an upgrade. I'm up for an upgrade right now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
man. I think you're weird. I don't want to be talking to you while you're doing your business, man. Like, I don't. Where's your other hand? What are you even doing? No.
Speakerphone,
Yeah.
baby. Speakerphone.
Speakerphone.
Brian,
call
the
me.
other day,
This
No.
conversation can wait.
we were
Unless
texting.
we're talking about nuclear launch codes, this conversation can wait.
Yeah,
till you
I
finish
don't.
your
That's
business.
I
I'm
got
with
some
you. I'm with
nuclear
you too,
launch
Brian.
codes that I'm taking
Listen.
care of.
Listen, I don't want to be multitasking in the bathroom. I want to have my bathroom time. Be like, all right, now I'm back to work, or I can do a phone call or whatever.
I'm not saying this takes 100% concentration, but I don't want to miss any steps while I'm in there.
All right.
either.
So, Briar, let me ask you this. Uninterrupted, no
lightning
kids,
round.
no wife. You wake up in the morning, you're going to do your business.
Yeah,
What's the optimal amount of time?
as quick as possible. I got shit to do.
So you just burn through it, just push that. See, that's your problem.
I'm not a
A
linger.
good
I'm not a
quality.
ling- I'm out.
No, I'm talking a good quality. Like my legs fall asleep. I'm sitting on there so long.
That's not good, Pope.
Yeah.
That's not good. Like,
might
you
be
need
on
to go
there
to the
too long,
doctor.
man.
I'm like a drive-by. I hardly got time to pull my pants down.
Oh man,
If that's
I'll sit
happening
there
every
for a
time,
while.
Briar, you need to consult a dietitian. That's not good either.
All right.
Next question. We
Shamrock
suck at life.
229. Thoughts on some form of punishment for people that leave Iron Banner matches early? Being dropped in, left alone in these matches sucks.
I feel you on that. Here's the flip side of it. Sometimes people get into matches that are heavily laggy for them, and just nothing is connecting. Should they be forced to sit out a match that like no damage is registering for them? On the flip side, should they be punished for having to leave a poorly matched match?
They don't get loot at the end because they left.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. Now, if they're doing it like 10 times in a row, then it's their problem. They should maybe be looked at if you're leaving matches.
Maybe they should get a timeout for like, I don't know, 15
In
minutes.
Call of
or
Duty,
something.
we used to call this lobby surfing.
Yes,
You can't do that in Destiny though, because the skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah.
I think that.
Every lobby's bad.
Do you remember they used to time you out?
Yeah.
Like if you quit out of too many games, it would tell you couldn't
There's-
join another lobby
There's
for.
lots of games to do that.
Yep,
Yeah.
League is
I
like
think that
really
that's
rough
what
with
should be
that.
done.
I think it should be done if we have a truly balanced PvP experience with the netcode
Netcode.
that supports it. Straight up. Like dedicated servers, netcode that's actually good, and a balance in PvP, then yes, support those things that say, hey, quit leaving matches. What are you doing? But right as it is right now, I don't blame people for wanting to leave a match where it's like literally 6 matadors coming at them and they're blinking across the map and suddenly, you know what I mean?
Then,
Like
then
Titans
you're
are
quitting
blinking.
every game there, Tefty.
Look, as much as we talk about, oh my God, there's so much lag. It's not every single game that you're getting someone that has like red bar teleporting Titans everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like maybe 1 every 5 games. That's
Mhm.
still way
It's
lower.
a lot, but yeah, it's not
It's-
every.
Still a lot compared
Yeah,
to other games, but still, it's playable.
No, there should be some sort of punishment for people who leave aside from the whole loot thing, but there needs to be other considerations taken to the overall matchmaking. Like, what's causing people to leave? Is it that they're matching with a bunch of laggy people? Let's fix that before punishing people who can't. Yeah, basically what Tefty said. Basically what Tefty said.
Josh Gentry asks, keeping in mind your first times going through every raid, which raid has the worst, most annoying ads, not including boss? So just the ads. Who's the most
Just
annoying?
The dark below.
Yeah,
Nope.
it has to be the Dark Below.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those yellow health bar knights and enemies after you kill
Wrath
after
of the
you kill the
Machine.
witch. You like 20 minutes of just especially if your raid
Nah.
team died and you were like soloing it with an icebreaker, just sitting there for like 20 minutes, just killing
No,
all those
Pat's
yellow health bar
right.
knights.
Pat's
Wrath
right.
of the Machine.
Yeah.
those assholes that throw the orbs and the things. It's like, okay, I maximized my damage because I'm low light level, and I killed the dude with a headshot, and now I'm punished for it.
Yeah.
No, it's not even close. Those
They're
all those
two
yellow
separate
barred
types of
enemies
annoying.
after you killed the witch in Dark Below was so annoying. Because it just took forever and it was pointless.
Yeah, I feel you on that. What was aggravating is when you missed your third shot and your black hammer on those guys, and you're like, God, I gotta reload.
And you're like, no, I got
Oh,
no
do you
ammo.
remember
I
the
gotta
heavy
have to
ammo?
sit here and
Heavy
The
ammo.
heavy
yeah.
ammo like issues. Remember
Oh,
how
God.
punishing that was?
You remember all those? Everybody had their No Land Beyonds. Every time you wipe, you just hear everybody emptying out the No Land Beyond. Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Like, ah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
JB Mega asks, besides Destiny, what other games are you all playing or wanting to pick up soon?
I want to play Dishonored.
It's fun.
I want to play. No, I want to play a bunch of indie
Andromeda.
games. to be
That's the
honest.
game I'm looking forward to the most right now.
Yes, Andromeda for sure. I also want to just get out there and play a bunch of random silly indie games, and because it's so fun. People come up with really awesome stuff, and it might not be a
Stardew
full
Valley.
game. Yeah, there's so many awesome games out there. So I just want to get there and experience life as a gamer once again instead of a YouTuber.
I just got a honking ass PC delivered today too, so I'm looking forward to checking out some PC games.
I like
It's been a
that
while
description.
since I've had a PC.
Yeah.
Honkin'.
I'm picking up Titanfall 2 tonight.
Mhm.
And that baby's gonna be all I'm talking about tomorrow.
It's fun, Pope. It really is. I
Nice.
hope you enjoy it.
Supergiant Games has a new game coming out called Pyre, and if you guys ever played Bastion or Transistor, then you played Supergiant Games.
Ooh.
And I don't know, basically, I haven't looked too much into it just because I want to go in with as little experience as possible. But I've looked at the art style and I'm already in love, and it's by Supergiant, so I'll
They
buy
make
it.
good games.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
they do make good
aren't
games.
the same
Aren't
top
they in
down?
Seattle? Aren't they in Seattle?
Probably. And everyone's here.
I'll look it up.
Everyone's here.
Is it the same top down
Anything-
style that they're doing? Or is it a different?
Kind of. I think it's like a turn-based,
Oh,
turn-based
cool.
thing this
Okay.
time.
nice.
I'll
Any,
play
it.
any
Sad to
good
say.
games on PlayStation Plus or Xbox? That any of the free games right now that anybody's gonna try?
Resident Evil Remastered was free. I
Yeah.
got that.
Was it?
It was.
Is
I
it
don't know if it still is.
I'm gonna go check.
I'm,
see what's
um,
going on PlayStation Plus.
I got a pretty busy variety stream schedule ahead of me, honestly, because I'm doing Dishonored 2, then I'm going to be doing Watch Dogs 2, then I'm going to be doing Final Fantasy, then there's Last Guardian coming, and then I got to finish
The
my
Last
Witcher.
Guardian.
I got to finish my Witcher 3 playthrough. Also,
Yes.
Dead Rising 4 might be good, probably not.
You
but
got
it
games
might
in
be
there
good.
that take some time too.
I know,
Not
man.
really
Thank
long
God I'm
games,
a-
Stephanie.
Thank God I'm a streamer. Jesus.
This is why I was like, indie games take 5 hours, maybe.
Supergiant
Sit
games
down.
take like 10 hours to beat. But they're all really, really good.
Yeah.
Ender Lord 1009. What is your favorite Iron Banner gun? I'm gonna say he means currently, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
open it up to all of the Iron Banner guns ever.
Aphrodite Spear.
The Radagast rocket launcher. Oh, that was beautiful.
It was really great.
Do you remember the maxed
Yeah, I remember.
velocity?
Mhm.
Um,
That was a good one, yeah.
the current hand cannon lingering song.
Yeah, that's mine too, Patrick. I wish I had Tefty's roll.
Love it. I'm going to go with Silver Dread because every time I kill somebody with that machine gun, I'm just like, yeah!
Dexter Reed, what do you guys think? What do you guys do after the 400 light cap? Personally, I just like running the raid for fun. I've been playing Titanfall.
I run the raid. I play trials. I hop into PvP and try and have a good time. And then, yeah, of course, other games. Definitely.
Other
In all
games and
seriousness,
find good
Go ahead,
loadouts. Build my loadout more to what I want. And
in all
then-
seriousness, when a new DLC comes out, it's always like PvE, PvE, and then PvP, PvP, PvP until the next DLC comes out. It's just this constant flow of you get brand new PvE stuff, so you play a ton of that, and then that dries up, so it's back to PvP.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And thankfully, Trials of Osiris is so compelling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Alex Rizzuto, high impact shotguns aren't necessary in the game, in my opinion. Why not remove that archetype and remove one of our biggest balance issues? Why not? Why not?
Because people would get angry.
It's true.
You saw how angry people got with just Hopscotch Pilgrim getting changed.
Yes.
That's true.
Imagine everybody getting these Matadors and suddenly it was like, it's got half range. Sorry, guys.
Imagine everyone getting all these Matadors and dismantling all the other shotguns because they don't live up to Matador, and then the amount of good shotguns that they dismantled because Matador is the only thing worth using.
True.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody
yeah.
finally getting Hawkmoon because their console got it for the first time, and
That's-
they know
yep.
it's a shadow of what it used to be. Imagine
That's
that.
not as bad because they never actually got to experience it in all its glory unless they, played on both consoles.
True.
I think
You'd rather
I think
you'd
it's worse.
rather be born blind than go blind halfway through life. Patrick?
Yeah, sure.
I think it's worse because a lot of people are like, yeah, this Hawkman is pretty great. I wonder what it was like, although I never ever got to experience it. And then you hear other people talking about it, you're like, huh.
Yeah, these PS4 players must suck if they think this is good.
Right? It was
Mhm.
a good gun in year one of the best for every activity.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
JK Rash 89, if you can write the transition story from Destiny now to Destiny 2, how would you articulate the transition?
Well,
Oh, that is a big question.
Is this lightning round?
Yeah.
Guardians die, and we find out the Speaker's evil and the Vanguard's evil, and we have to reestablish ourselves as either good or bad. And there we go. That's me. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback
We,
off that and say that they betrayed us, and they're the reasons why we died. And then some other piece of light comes around and revives us.
We
I'd have one of the
explore-
races
Aphrodite.
attack the tower, and like
Aphrodite with her.
the whole premise of Destiny 2 starts with we've abandoned the tower, we've abandoned the last city, the Guardians are on our heels. Like the last city is no longer our city. It would explain how we get rid of all our gear. It would explain why we got to start over. It would give us something to fight for in like a very real way.
I like that.
I'd love it to be a prequel.
fuck no.
I don't want to see where the Matador came from.
Maybe we have the option of killing the creator of the Matador before it becomes creation.
Now you know what it
there we
is
go.
in the pre-sequel. It's like the Matador was like an exotic, and it was and then it got like dishonored, soiled somehow, and then got reduced to legendary status. And you have to go through year 2 or Destiny 2.
I really hope they never do an entire expansion devoted on being a prequel because there's
Me too.
already enough places that the story can go.
Mhm.
And I don't, at this point, like, I'd prefer them to just better explain what happened than have us devote an entire, expansion towards what has already happened in the world when there's other places to go and things to progress in the
All
story.
right, convince me. Prequels are stupid.
They're
Prequels
fine
are for
they're
stories that
fine.
have closure.
Yeah.
They're fine in some
none
circumstances.
of that
This is
here.
not one of them.
Let's go to prequels after we're done with the story,
Yeah.
Star Wars style. Who's going to be Jar Jar Binks? All right.
We don't talk about JoJo.
Alex asks, carpet or hardwood or a well-placed area rug?
I'm gonna go with
a well-placed area rug.
I'm gonna go with carpet because sound. I hate hearing the echo from hardwood floors that always happens in a room.
I'm gonna
Even
go
though-
with carpet as well.
Carpet. Plus, it feels better on my feet.
I don't wear socks at home,
Yeah.
so I don't want wood floors.
Oh, it's the most fun. You go like sliding across the floor like Tom Cruise.
Sparrow Racing.
I like hardwood floors. I think they just look classy. Area rug is helpful.
I've had both. I like them both, honestly.
I have 2 dogs in the house, and I've always had pets. And having hardwood floors, and you sweep up like how much hair and grime the pets actually shed. The thought of having carpet makes me want to vomit.
But the thought of having cats with hardwood floors, like I constantly just hear like.
Mhm.
This would
kind
be
of a
my
clean
recordings.
freak.
Everyone would be like, "What is that sound?" There's just constant like. It'll be, yeah, and then the floor would get scratched, and then I have to just.
Who is?
Dude Joel asks, what do your parents think of your career choices?
My mom loves it. My dad loves it. My mom's a gamer, so I mean, she's like, freaking cool.
Yeah, my parents are very supportive. Actually, I'm doing something that I enjoy, and they're happy for it.
Yeah, my parents support me too. They had to support me being a musician though, so they got past that part.
Step up.
Yeah, they got. It's like it's a different area.
I got a problem here, guys. Somebody is actually typing in chat.
It's probably
Bear.
one of the people that's in your house.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No?
For real now? Then you've been hacked.
Then I'm just gonna go ahead and ban you from chat so nothing bad happens.
All right, I'm gonna go check to see if my son's
Go
doing it.
go
If it's
go
you,
check.
I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
They said
You're in serious trouble.
OXXO. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my mother didn't understand what I was trying to do. She's like, so you're just playing video games? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Yes.
But my father was super supportive right off the bat. And now my mother is pretty supportive as well. She kind of gets it now.
Nice.
My
Andy
mom
Shop-
watches all my videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She goes, "Oh, I like the one video that you did where you were complaining about the thing," and I'm like, "You're gonna have to be more specific."
Andy shot first. Should they continually update Prison of Elders after every update with an additional variant, i.e. a SIVA variant for this update? We're going to say
Wouldn't
no.
hurt.
I wouldn't going to say no because Prison of Elders is boring. It started boring, it stayed boring, and will always remain boring.
If there's the option of nothing versus an update to Prison Elders, I'll take it. But if we can have updated raids versus Prison Elders, let's go raids.
Yeah.
Muju asks, how would you guys feel about having modifiers on the raid? Like the challenge mode releases, we have Nightfall modifiers.
Love it. That's what I've
I've
been
been
talking
saying
about.
that since the beginning. I
Yeah.
want that idea.
I
want it.
want it to be a separate difficulty with the modifiers on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
So I'm saying
some
a
week
Nightfall
there's
strike. Or
yeah,
Nightfall
yeah, like
raid.
a Nightfall version, because there's going to be some week where it's going to be damn near impossible
Yeah.
for most
Yeah.
players to go through.
That's what I was saying was really like gonna be like how they make the Vault of Glass another option. You walk in and right now you select Vault of Glass, right? And the hard mode is the hard mode, or the hard mode, or that's what I was saying is that another selection of the Nightfall for the week, and to go back and have a reason to go back and do the Vault of Glass, and then we could get the Vex Mythic class at current light level.
Sure.
Year one
Yeah.
level, year one, and current light level. Let's go.
I love
That's
it.
what I'm
Vex
talking about.
Melta class.
The Vex Melta class. I don't know.
I've been
I
talking
think
about
they
that
could
too,
make
man.
the old
Like-
content relevant. I really think that's a good idea.
I think there's a ton of things that they could do for PvE in general that would bring interesting things to do every week. Like, I've said it before about those queens, the queen stuff that came around that first time. If they actually had kept with that and did some of the missions with random modifiers and all that, like, and we had that as a monthly thing, like, there's a lot of stuff they could do, and definitely Nightfall type of raids.
Yeah.
Good
Mhm.
question.
John Jensen says, I love no revives and trials. It makes it a more fluid experience. What do you all think of Bungie implementing it?
I would be interested in trying no revives, but with a radar, and seeing
Mhm.
how that plays like. I'd definitely be interested in trying it. I don't know about just being like, hey guys, so now there's no revives. Hope that's cool. I'd like them to, do what they did with Fest with the Lost, but give us our radar and take away the revive, see how it goes.
I would agree.
What if they took away radar but gave us footsteps?
What if
I'm
they
still
took,
gonna-
what if they took the radar and
Maybe.
instead of making it like the entire map radar? What if they just kind of reduced it to maybe just the room you're in?
I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah, I think that would be competitive.
Yes, it would.
Just give us a radar that you can actually flank and you can use some strategy with. I mean, come on, right?
I'm glad you have a problem with the radar, Pope, because I have a problem with it.
Oh, it's so dumb. It is the entire freaking map. I mean, you could
so
literally...
bad.
You don't have to space your team out. You could sit there humping each other's leg and cover the entire map with the radar. I mean, there is no reason to spread out. There is no reason to be strategic. You don't have to cover a room or a position in any way. You just sit there together, huddled.
You know where they're coming from immediately. So the surprise is gone because it has such a far
everybody
distance.
turns and goes. Boom, they're all dead.
On the opposite end of the spectrum,
okay.
I personally like the current radar because
I know.
because it allows for you to mess with people in the same fashion. I'm usually the one on our trials team that flanks, and a lot of times I'm just like, I know where the enemy team is because I can see them on the radar, and I'm going to go put myself into a position that looks like they're flanking, and then they're going to be preoccupied with going, hey, this guy's flanking, and then now they're going to concentrate more people onto me, and then the team can take care of them. It allows for a lot of interesting plays. But
you can still do that with a smaller radar.
Yeah, no, you can still do that with a smaller radar. You absolutely still can. But I'm just saying,
radar manipulation is like a separate skill that people learn for Destiny specifically because of the way the radar is. So it just adds a different thing. I'm fine with the radar being the way it is because of that, and because I do think it is a separate skill, but I'm also fine with it being a smaller radar. I think.
Yeah, the other thing is I saw a lot of people after these past 2 weeks going, oh, you're not listening hard enough for people sprinting. Okay. So after last week's trials, Watts, Ian, and we went into a private match. We went on to Rusted Lands, and I had both of them sprint at me from random directions just to figure out, and like, okay, where are they coming from? I couldn't actually hear them until they were within actual shotgun distance from sprinting. The sound of starting sprinting wasn't loud enough to actually be picked up at a relevant distance. Ambient noises, like the chitin that's on the map, was louder than someone actually sprinting. The ship that comes in on that map makes it impossible to actually hear anything. And all this, by the way, was done with game sound at absolute max. My
ears bleedingly loud,
and my mix amp turned up all the way. Basically, every single sound source was turned up so high just so I could focus on the things that were really low. And if I fired my gun, I would instantly basically go deaf for a little while.
Yeah, I've been playing Titanfall, and they have footsteps in that, and it's fun because you hear stuff going on around. You know to be aware that might not be on their radar. The radar in Titanfall, like, you don't appear on radar unless you shoot. It's like Call of Duty radar. And it's fun because if you hear footsteps, you know to be aware. If you're wary of where those footsteps are coming, you know where that person's coming from. It's a very fun way to play. I'd love them to add footsteps to Destiny. I think it'd be really beneficial.
And the other thing is your own footsteps are louder than everyone else's. So even if this was all done doing like standing still. If I was moving, I wouldn't be able to hear any of it because my own player things were louder.
What if the light made us really light so we don't make sound?
That's why the gravity is the same on the moon as it is on Earth.
Oh my God. Revelations right here, man. This is incredible.
We're little twinkle toes running around.
Twinkle toes. Incredible.
I think that some of these game modes, like I think it could be effective to adjust the way the radar picks up things and give maybe classes abilities to do the things that you guys are talking about, Patrick, Watts. Make it as part of a class item element. You know, you've got these hunters with great movement speed, but the radar picks them up everywhere they go, right? Maybe make that class representative of a flanking stealth class that, and I know that the radar piece, the going invis piece, is a piece of a hunter armor that you could use and you could choose to put on, but it doesn't. It's so inefficient. It doesn't really feel like that's a good flanking device. So my point is that it'd be great for them to adjust it, narrow its scope. But
I doubt we'll see it during. I doubt we'll see it during this life cycle.
Yeah.
Destiny 2, maybe.
We'll see something.
Maybe.
Yep.
None of your business says, does the YT in Holtzmann YT actually stand for Young Thug? You big Young Thug fan?
Who?
I think he is.
Don't cover up. We
No,
know.
I'm serious. Who?
Yes, the answer is yes to that question.
It doesn't have to be the artist. It could be.
Oh, could be
He's just saying he's a young
personal
thug.
preference, a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
Maybe you are just a thug.
Mm-hmm.
Young thug strolling on the streets of Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get a Young Thug yeehaw from you?
What?
Does young thug say yeehaw?
Does now.
Okay.
This one
Yes,
does.
he does.
I don't know how many
Doesn't
people in
he's from
Nashville actually say
Nashville.
yeehaw.
The only
I don't
the only
know.
time
I'm
you
from
hear anyone
California,
say
so everybody from Nashville says yeehaw to me.
yeah, the only people that say yeehaw are like people that come from out of town and are interested in going honky tonkin'. That's about it.
Honky tonk.
Honky tonkin'.
Do you line dance and throw your elbows up like this?
There are a bunch of bars that do line dancing around here. I've never been to one. That's not
I've
me
been line
covering up.
dancing.
That's not me covering up. I've just never been to one.
Let's go line dancing.
Please
I
no.
remember line dancing when I was in like 7th grade or something like that.
I can do the Tennessee waltz. That's about it.
What is
Nice.
that?
It's a normal
I can do the
waltz.
boots.
It's just a waltz.
It's a normal waltz, but it's named Tennessee waltz. I think there's like an extra.
How you doing, Dirty Sanchez? Sound the same?
That's inappropriate, Brian. Let's move on.
Different.
Next question.
Yeah, totally different.
That was it. That was the last question.
All kids out there, do not Google what that is. Do not.
Oh my god! Now they're gonna Google it, Pope. You
Now
can't
they're
tell them
gonna
not to do it.
No, they'll listen.
You know what the internet does.
I'm sorry. That was it. That was the
Yep.
last one.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you for watching the 7th episode of the Destiny Community Podcast. Yeah. How's it going? If you want to find more of me, I'm Patrick Casey. You can find me on @Holtzmann_YT on Twitter and other places.
I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me on the Briar Rabbit channel on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter @the Briar Rabbit or streaming on Twitch. Just look for Briar Rabbit.
I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me @Teft on Twitter. You can catch the streams I do at twitch.tv/Tefty Teft and sub to my YouTube channel, Tefty Teft. Search it.
And I'm Miss 5000 Watts. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch at Miss 5000 Watts.
And of course, this has been Pope Bear, and you can find me on Twitter @Pope Bear, and lurking in these guys' channels throughout the week. So, yeah, join us.
All right. And that was the 7th episode. Thank you, Briar, for completely derailing it with that last comment.
Yeah, do not repeat it. Nobody in chat tell them what to
Nothing
to
happened.
search.
Nothing happened at all. And we will see you next
Yes.
week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You can